When The Incredibles first came out in 2004, we got our first look at this superpowered family. Although he existed mostly in the background, by the end, we got to see some extreme powers showed off by baby Jack Jack. After waiting 14 years for a sequel, let's give Jack Jack his time to shine and show you some of his most extreme moments. Before we begin, subscribe to CDR and ring that bell to join our notification squad so you never miss a video. Without further ado, here are some times Jack Jack from The Incredibles snapped. First glance. At the end of The Incredibles, we see a new babysitter filling in for Kari McKeen. But of course, we know that person was the insidious Syndrome, who had been after the family the whole movie. He tried to escape, but little Jack Jack wasn't having it. At first, Jack Jack burst into flames, and then briefly became some sort of flaming monster. It was horrifying, but not enough for Syndrome to release his grasp. Then Jack Jack turned into some sort of creature and proceeded to rip out Syndrome's hair and smash his rocket boots. This tantrum had a happy ending, and Jack Jack was soon reunited with his family. Jack Jack attack. If you've ever wondered what really happened while the Parr family was away, you have to check out Jack Jack Attack. Jack Jack begins to discover he has superpowers and just can't resist showing them off, much to the horror of his babysitter, Kari. Like any baby who has just learned a new skill, Jack Jack goes a bit overboard. At first, we see him seemingly disappear and reappear elsewhere a few times while Kari struggles to keep up with him. Before long, he's hanging out on the ceiling and dousing his sitter in milk. Going up. Jack Jack developing his powers is certainly something exciting for the audience, but for everyone else, it's pretty terrifying. We've even seen his own superpowered family members struggling to deal with Jack Jack when he starts showing off, let alone mere mortals. We can definitely understand this poor guy's confusion when he finds a baby alone and unattended in an elevator. Jack Jack took on his monster form and managed to shock the poor hotel employee. Babysitter's dilemma. In Jack Jack Attack, we see a now panicked Kari trying desperately to contain Jack Jack in an enclosure, but she's no match for this super baby who proceeds to chew his way out of the cage. It seems as if he was just showing off, because it becomes immediately apparent he could have just phased through the cage. He starts floating through the house, emerging through walls as if they're nothing. As if Kari couldn't get any more stressed out at this point, Jack Jack finally shows off his fire powers by bursting into flames, and having the baby catch on fire is pretty much the worst case scenario when it comes to babysitting. Showing off. In The Incredibles, we see Bob torn between his love of utilizing his powers and living a normal life. Thankfully, by the end of the movie, he and his family learn how to embrace their powers instead of hiding them. So we aren't too surprised in The Incredibles 2 to see that Bob is overjoyed to discover Jack Jack has powers. Unfortunately, he can't control them yet, and bursts out with them all at once. A baby catching fire is one thing, but a baby who catches fire, shoots laser out of his eyes, and sparks electricity is something else entirely. Cookie Monster. Babies can be difficult to handle when they don't get what they want, and super babies even more so. During The Incredibles 2, we saw Bob trying to bribe Jack Jack into reappearing by offering him a cookie. But when the cookie runs out, we see a real monster appear. No, literally. Jack Jack transforms into a terrifying muscle-bound monster and lunges around menacingly. We've seen him take on this form before, and it seems to happen when his emotions get totally out of control. This takes throwing a tantrum to a whole new level. Wildlife. Tons of superheroes champion a cause, which they are passionate about, but we're guessing Jack Jack's won't be wildlife conservation. Generally, kids are advised to stay away from wild animals for their own safety, but in this case, we're worried about the raccoon. After spotting a raccoon digging in his family's trash can, Jack Jack takes offense. When the creature fights back, Jack Jack escalates the situation by breaking out the eye lasers. The poor raccoon is chased up a patio umbrella, trying desperately not to be incinerated. We're guessing he'll think twice before looking for leftovers in someone else's backyard. Testing. One of the most popular characters in the Incredibles movies is fashion designer Edna Mode. She's inspired by real-life celebrities, including costume designer Edith Head, Vogue editor-in-chief Anna Wintour, and actress Linda Hunt. When we saw Jack Jack first use his powers in The Incredibles, we knew he was going to have his supersuit tweaked by Edna. The second movie didn't disappoint, and in order to craft his suit, Edna had to learn more about Jack Jack's powers. Beginning. Fans of The Incredibles had to wait over a decade to find out what kind of powers Jack Jack has. First, we see Jack Jack using his phasing power to pop into the trailer for The Incredibles 2. He looks a little bit confused at first, but soon his eyes begin to light up, and we do mean literally. Jack Jack starts shooting laser beams out of his eyes while giggling and clapping. Finally, he uses his laser sight to change The Incredibles logo to the symbol for The Incredibles 2. Baby on fire. In The Incredibles, we saw babysitter Kari McKeen seemingly way too eager to get started watching little Jack Jack. In the short Jack Jack Attack, we see Kari helping the baby experience some enrichment. She puts on some classical music, takes out some toys, and starts to try to get Jack Jack to use flashcards. The problem starts when she tries to get him to say the word campfire. Jack Jack takes this opportunity to burst into flames and starts running around the living room babbling. Finally, in an effort to extinguish him, Kari ends up dunking him in the bubble bath. There you have it. What was your favorite Jack Jack moment from The Incredibles? Is he your favorite character? Let us know in the comments section below, and don't forget to subscribe to CBR for more videos just like this one. Thanks for watching.